major, and I started working for my, after graduation, I started working for the Alumni magazine when I was looking to get a job. And then as I was looking for jobs, found, while I was working there, started putting in applications to the newspapers, and that's kind of how I fell into it. Primarily a reporter, and as time went on, I got more of a focus on the visual side of things. So the main area I work with is information graphics and design and visual literacy and that kind of thing. And that's, I'd been interested in art always, but that expanded as I went on in employment. It's a big issue is that there's so many channels out there that can put information out that don't have to source, or that don't feel the need to source it, that aren't trained as journalists, that might have agendas to advance. Those are all things that didn't exist in the 1990s and really were not nearly so common even in the 2000s. And so that's a really big change, and it's important we make sure we're teaching to that. One of the most memorable stories I ever worked on is, this is out in rural Pennsylvania. Somebody called in and said, have you, out in the creek, there's all these dead deer. I think PennDOT dumping them out there. So we went out there, and there was a pile of like 20 deer corpses that had been dropped in this like little creek out in the townships. And nobody knew where they came from. We called the state. The state said, well, we didn't dump because they figured they picked up roadkill and dropped there. But again, it was 20. It wasn't just like a mass deer die-off. No clear signs of how they died, but all like piled up in this place. We ended up, because of our reporting on that, like the city got involved. They sent fire trucks out. They had to like airlift them out, not airlift. They had to lift them out with the fire truck ladder and like lower down a harness, wrap up each deer, and like haul them out to a dump truck. The best part of that morning was we were out there, and somebody had just brought like coffee and donuts for all of us out there. They had it laid out. And then they swing this deer carcass over to the thing, and it just spatters all over the coffee and donuts they just put down. So like we just had to toss it all because there's like dead deer juice all over it. And that was like all morning. We just stood out there and watched them haul deer corpse after deer corpse out of the woods. So you can't beat rural journalism for just weird stories.